Now that we're in Fusion 360, we're going to start by creating a name tag. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hit create and we're going to choose the box. The box basically gives us an option of which plane we want to put it in. We're going to put it in the XZ plane. You can see up here they've got the Z plane is blue, the X plane is red, and the Y plane is green. We're going to put it on the one between this blue and this red one, which is sort of down, which sort of helps us to go here. So we're going to basically draw out our sketch now. So I'm going to click over here and we're going to draw out our shape that is going to become a box, and we're going to make it 25 millimeters that way, and we're going to press tab until we get to highlight the next one, and we're going to make this 60. You need to make your boxes this size. You can't change this size. When we press enter, it's going to give us a box by default which is 10 millimeters high. We're going to change that height, so we can highlight it here and we can press 3, or we can drag it up and down here. So you can drag it up and down there, but at the moment it's only changing it by 10 millimeter increments. Or you can type it in over here as well. So let's type it in over here at 3 millimeters, and I'm going to press OK. So these sizes are set. 25 by 60 by 3 is what I want you to do your particular diagram in. Once we've done that, we can now create a sketch on top of that, and the sketch is going to be our text. So we're going to choose text from the sketch drop down menu, and we're going to click on the top of our rectangular prism, and it's going to bring it to us like that. So it's nicely highlighted. So we're going to click somewhere on here to enable the text. Doesn't really matter where at this stage, and I'm going to start typing. I'm just going to type in A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to give us those letters. Our height is 10. We can change that. But first of all, we're going to change the angle. So if you try and change it too far this way, it sort of gets a bit stuck. You got to sort of drag it through hard, or you can rotate it back around this way, just to 180 degrees for this one. And now we can drag this around until we're happy with the location. So I'm going to put mine roughly in the middle, and I'm going to click on OK. Once we've got that done, we can hit modify. Just hit the middle of modify, and the default modifier is press or pull. And now we've got to zoom in a bit, and I'm using the touchpad for me, and I'm using 2 fingers to zoom in. And I'm going to click on the text, and the choice you have is you can bring it up by, this is the height here, bring it up by 2 millimeters, or you can take it down to negative 1.5 millimeters. So that'll take it in, that'll inset it. I'm going to leave mine to set out, so 2 millimeters high. Don't go any higher than that, otherwise it'll get a bit fragile. So I'm going to click on OK now, and we now have our text sitting there, and we can look at this from the home view. There it is, nice and easy. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a hole in there for our key ring to go through. So we've got a we can put a key ring on it, and then we can attach it to a set of keys, or we can attach it to a zipper or our bag, so I can make a bag tag. But basically we're going to put a circle, so we're going to click on circle, and we're just going to choose center diameter circle, which is the simplest. We're going to click back onto this surface, and that's what we're going to put it on. And let's just whack it here. Let's just take it out to be 6 millimeters exactly. That's our diameter from side to side is 6 millimeters. And we're going to press enter there. Now that we've got that done, I'm going to go back to home view to make it this easier to see. I'm now going to hit the modify button. Once again, this is press pull. I'm going to select inside the middle of that sketch, and then just pull it out backwards so that we now have a hole. Click on OK. So basically this is our name tag. We can also go in here, and if I press on this one now and press modify, it's now realizing that I'm not going to press and pull this, but instead I'm going to round it. So I can, now that I've got that, I can pull that in, and I don't really think you should probably go much more than 3 millimeters, but I can also click on this one. No, I need to take that back out. I can click on this one while it's still out. So while it's still 0, I can click on this one and then this one. and then I can use this area up here just to click and drag and rotate it until I can see the other side. There it is there. Now they're all four selected. I don't have to press and hold shift like I used to have to, but now I can basically just bring them all in. So I'm going to bring them all in. I like a 3mm round, so let's go with that and press OK. You can change your round if you want, or you can round two corners and do another one, or you don't even have to round. I'm going to press the home button now to see what we've got. So we've got our name tag, ABCD123, 4. So that's about how many letters you can fit on. Now a bit about sketches and how we can edit these sketches. If I click on this little arrow here, you can see that there are two sketches on this diagram. So if I turn that one on, you can see that's the text. So we probably should rename that as text. So let's just double click on that text. Ooh, hang on a sec. Press Command Z. I don't know what I did then. I think I might have just accidentally deleted that sketch. So there it is there. I'm going to click into that sketch so that it can be renamed. I'm going to call that text. Now, once I select that text, I can drag this area to anywhere I want, and it will update the whole thing. So basically that's something that was very different to 123D Design, which we have been using up till now. 123D Design did not allow that feature. Similarly, let's just call this our key ring hole. Now that we can see our key ring hole there, we can see a little dot in the middle. We can drag that anywhere we want. Let's just put it over this side, and there it is. Just don't drag it too close to the edge, otherwise it'll be too weak there. But you can see now that we've got the ability to put more text up here if we want. We can drag our text around and move it around as is. We're going to get ready for 3D printing now. So we've got our object on here. We're going to click the Make button. And we're going to make sure that this is set up for a 3D printer. The 3D printer format is STL, so we need it in an STL format. So basically, we're going to click on this object now that this is open. It's going to do some weird stuff to it, turn it into a whole bunch of triangles essentially. You need to make sure this is not checked, otherwise you'll have issues with that. I'm going to click on OK now that this is done, and it's going to give you this menu to save it. I'm going to go to desktops. I've got a 3D prints folder here, and this is going to be called name tags, and hit save, and that's ready to submit to your teacher now. You need to find that file and submit that to your teacher by the requested method, and that way you'll be able to have your particular file 3D printed.